What is up, YouTube? YouTube, Spotify. All right, let's start over. It's been a while. What is up, guys? Welcome back to a new podcast episode featuring your hosts, Jaden and Lucas. It's been a long time since we've been doing, yeah, see, my words are already stumbling. It's been a long time since we recorded a podcast episode. What has it been, like 6 months or something?
Oh, it's been a while, like pre-WGI, I think, but we're back.
Oh, yeah.
We are back.
Oh, yeah, big time. I actually just woke up from a nap. I was like, all right, quick, like, what was it? I think I took like a 30-minute nap, and I was like 5 minutes until I was about to get up and record. I was like, oh, man, I got to record this episode. And I was like, all right, Lucas, here we go. We did our usual routine. Message him the link through Facebook. That's what we've been doing. I've been sending him the link through Facebook. And yeah, then we start recording. Here we are. So the reason why we've been gone, when we went into this WGI season, we were like, all right, we're going to do this whole thing. We're going to do podcast episodes weekly. We were going to have sections do takeovers, and we're even have some lot videos. What came to turn out that with our full-time jobs and maintaining the season and the quality that we wanted to give towards our season, it logistically just was a mess. And we totally could have done all that. But I think ultimately I went up to Lucas and I was like, I kind of just want to enjoy this season. Like, let's not put any pressure. We have as long as we want to do flip up. But this season, we don't want to dread this season.
Yeah. And to begin with, we even said on the podcast, we're like, oh yeah, we're not marching our age out. And I think Jaden knew earlier than I did that he was going to march, but we were like, oh yeah, we're not going to do our age out. We're just going to do flip up and be chilling. It's going to be easy. And then I started working. We both decided to march. Jaden started working, and everything kind of just got real busy during the week. In the beginning of the season, it's fine. But then once you get towards the middle, you start thinking like, okay, I need to start putting more time into the season. I need to start practicing. I got video assignments. I was also teaching too. So the time to record quality episodes just started getting smaller and smaller. And we wanted to put out good quality episodes. So we decided, let's just focus on the season, kind of wait a little bit, and then we'll come back swinging, because now the both of us are donezo. So we got plenty of time to do this.
Yeah, we can't march anymore. Even if you want us to, we can't. So
yeah.
Also, let's bring up another point why we didn't march together. I feel like when people saw that it was Mason and Axel, was like, yo, what the hell is going on here? I didn't want to go back to Mason for the sole reason that I had an idea that I was like, yeah, I'm thinking about marching. But when our two original techs had left, and they were there since, me and Lucas started, for me, I was like, well, I kind of don't want to go back and almost start over at Mason. And it wasn't so much just the feeling of starting over, but also with it being my age out, I wanted to do something where I could guarantee that I knew what I was getting into wouldn't be I don't want to say taking a step back, but I was initially worried that going back to Mason, it was going to be a rebuild year, which ended up not being the case.
I think mainly because you were worried because I had told you that I wasn't coming back. Yeah. All the other members were like, yeah, we're not coming back. None of us are coming back. So to you, it was like, oh, am I going to go back to this group where both the techs are going to be gone, and then all of the members that I've gotten used to marching with are going to be gone. There's going to be no vets, and it's just going to be a complete fresh start, which ended up somehow not happening. In my case, when I decided, oh, maybe I will march, kind of last second, I decided to reach out to the tech and say, hey, I'm thinking about marching. I think I might actually do this one more year, do my age out. Then it was a little bit of I don't want to say begging, but we were kind of fighting to get the other vets to come back. We got two, Carly and Christian. Shout out to them.
Yeah, and by then, it for me going to Rhythm X, that kind of had been in the works for like a while now. Like it wasn't even just like a last minute decision. I remember in 2020, I just got done marching with two of them at Colts in 2019. They're like, yeah, you should come to X. I was like, nah, like, this is the culture I'm trying to build up. And then COVID happened. I was like, man, like, what's going to happen now? I ended up doing the Mason virtual experience. Me and Lucas ended up doing. It was like, that was not the moves. Like BDBC doing that, like it absolutely hindered my experience with the career. And I was like, Brad, he reached out to me, who has been marching at X forever. He was like, hey, you should come out and do like the tier experience that we have online at X. And I was like, I haven't actually tried playing cymbals in like, by then it was like a year and a half. So I was like, I'll do this experience. And I was just picking up on stuff again. And it went by really fast. Like it did not feel like I lost any of my skill. Obviously I was a little more tired than I usually was, but And from that point on, I was like, let's try and push towards this. And that's why I also didn't march DCI. Was because I didn't want to experience something less than what I've experienced it before. And also just trying to make X happen. Like I didn't have a full-time job yet. And I'm very fortunate right now. I had a remote job, and it just allowed me to go out, move to Ohio, do the whole X experience, which was awesome. We'll talk about our experiences in a bit, but honestly, me not going back to Mason still worked out anyways, because what was it? Christian ended up coming out.
There was a period in the beginning where we were a little worried. We're like, okay, we have 4, but we want to have 5. And the drill writer really wanted 5. So like, we got to get 5 cymbals, no matter who it is. We got to find a 5th. So we were really stressing for a little bit. And then Christian out of nowhere decided he was going to do it. Which is funny because I think our last podcast episode was the Christian episode.
You said he was done.
we filmed that, and he was like, he ended the episode talking about why he's done with the activity and why he's not going to march. I think he might have planned on scouts, but why he wasn't going to march indoor. And he was talking about how he had his priorities with school and all that. But then somehow he ended up coming back, which was funny. It was really tough for him though, with all the things he mentioned in that episode, school and marching. It's a lot, but made it through it. Had a good season. It was fun having him. I'm really glad I got to age out with both him and Carly.
Definitely. And if I went back to Mason, Christian wouldn't have done it. So there wouldn't have been a spot for him. So super humbling that Christian got to hop in there. And also with him doing scouts this year, Carly also at Mason. Mason always is at the peak with cymbal playing. Obviously X also, but I'm saying in terms of like DCI presence this year, just about everyone who's eligible is doing DCI this year. So pretty exciting.
We could jump into just a quick talk about DCI this summer. And, our status with that.
Let's hold off for next week because I still don't know much yet.
Stay tuned. Flip up fans.
Yeah, we'll keep on the DL. So stay tuned for next week's podcast episode. We have plans right now, getting other guests on right now who just recently had marched this past WGI season. So be on the lookout for that. And we'll also have some texts, but we'll talk more about the future later in this episode. We'll save the last minute or so. Okay. But our WGI experience this year, what was that like? Do you want to go first or me?
I can start off. So, I mean, obviously I was not planning on being there. I reached out to the tech. I said, okay, I think I might do this. And that all stemmed from me taking a trip to Indy kind of last minute to see DCI finals. And while I was there, I just like being around all of that, being around all those people, all the performers just got me in that mood and got me in my feels. And the FOMO was hitting hard. And just being there on finals night, I was thinking, I kind of miss this. I kind of miss being the performer. So I messaged the tech. I said, you've got like one day to convince me to do this because tomorrow I'm going to leave Indy and all of these feelings are going to go away. So she's like, I've been waiting for this moment. So, I mean, flash forward a little bit, I ended up joining. We got the other members. It was pretty interesting though, because I mean, aside from the whole like Christian joining, back when we did that episode, I remember messaging the text saying, yeah, there's a 0% chance Christian's coming. I don't know if we're going to find a fifth because of the things he said in that episode. But he came on board. We actually had I feel like this was a pretty good season overall. Of the shows that I've marched with Mason, this definitely felt like a nice one to age out on. I really liked the whole vibe, the whole music of it, the aspect where it's just marching the whole time. There's no prop moving, which is something that us cymbal players get stuck with a lot. It felt like a nice show to age out on, a lot of fun. The members definitely were a high point for me. I feel like this group of people was definitely the most fun I've been around compared to the past seasons, just because there were no bad apples in this group. It was all just a bunch of goobers. They were trying to have fun, which is the best thing you could have in a drum line, just a bunch of goobers goofing around the whole time. I don't think of any other notable experiences, but if you haven't seen the show, I recommend checking it out. I'm sure you've all seen X's show. It's spectacular. But check out Mason if you got the time.
Dude, I'm not trying to be biased, but I think Mason X had the coolest shows this year. I'm not going to lie. I might be a little biased, but I think for me, regardless if I went to X or Mason, it would have been a good time. However, I always told Lucas the only argument I had with going back to Mason was I was not doing another Sam music. I'm Joseph Noah music show, because I was like, dude, I've already done 2 with VDBC and the Mason Online, then 2019 with Fringe. That would mean like half the shows I've ever done in my career have been Joseph Noah shows. So I was like,
that man's voice, it's just everywhere now. He's gonna be in. Probably gonna be in some other shows too.
And I actually found out a lot of ensembles, they hire like voice actors to like sing for their shows or like do vocals. So, I mean, that could be his full-time. No, I'm joking. Wouldn't be a full-time job, but doing it for Mason years to come. Because I think Broken City, they use the same voice actor. If I'm not
they got correct. That guy, that dude.
Yeah. Okay. So my experience at X, it was probably the easiest and hardest season I've ever done. I'm saying hardest because there was just a lot to maintain outside the activity, and hence why we took a break. And there was just a lot going on in my life, like just planning wise. Like, I guess I'll say it now. Me and Lucas, we were planning a Disney World trip that we're going to take in 2 weeks. So that will be really fun. Just balancing work was a lot. And also just from a social aspect, like I was living with Brad and David, who were at X and the only 2 vets. And especially when you're living with them, like you're surrounded by band every single day. So for me, it was like, all right, ban this, ban that. So there wasn't I felt like I didn't really have any freedom, I guess, to like kind of do my own thing, which is something that I did feel when I was at Mason. Something you never feel in DCI, because DCI you're like in it all the time. But like and with WGI, like I was in school. I was like, okay, cool. I'm going back 4 hours away. I can kind of do what I need to do to prepare. But it just, it was just like band every single day. But the good thing though, it set us up for success regardless. Just being in the environment was so cool. The way X functions, it's so different than Mason. Like we would come in, and rather than them being like, all right, guys, here's your drill, and like we'll change it throughout the season, it was like, all right, stand here, guys. And they would literally write the drill, write the show while we're there. Obviously they talk about it before, but they do all that like right in front of us, like right there. And then we'll try something and it's like, nah, let's not do that. All right, let's try it. Let's have you guys do this. It's really cool. And obviously we changed things throughout the season. Obviously a lot of decisions were working out well, so we didn't really need to change much, even finals week. But everyone at X I've never been in an ensemble so hardworking. Like when I mean every day, everyone grinded every single day. It was insane, the work ethic. Everyone had such great attitudes. Same thing as Lucas was saying, the vibe was just great. I think the one lesson that I learned that season was just how to relax more, because everyone there was just so relaxed and the approach was just so different that you didn't really have a choice but to just trust the process. And that was something I did immediately when I was there, because, X has always been a successful ensemble. So,
I mean, it all paid off. You got that silver medal.
Yeah. Oh, I don't have it with me right now.
Bling, baby. That bling.
Yeah, which is awesome. How much time do we have left?
We are at 16 minutes right now.
16 minutes. Sweet. But yeah, I guess if you want to... Oh, another thing. Juggling this year. It was I'd say it's about in the middle, because that's what I was saying was when I did the tier experience, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm getting I'm really back to where I started, but then not doing DCI this year. Then with Nick taking my spot, it was like, man, I got some catching up to do with these juggles, which, caught up pretty well. But I'd say 90% of the show, we were either not hand in strap or even like holding the strap. We were either underneath the pad or like grabbing the edge of the cymbal. Like it was insane this season, like what we were doing. And probably one of the riskiest things I've ever been a part of. I was doing math, and if you put it in the context of like lots and stuff, let's say there's about like 20 drop opportunities, 20 chances you can drop in a show, right? You put that across 5 members, that's 100 drop opportunities. Now you factor in, then you're doing stuff in the lot, which, oh my God, the lot was insane.
Yeah.
That's like 500 drop opportunities. And finals night, we only had 1 drop in the lot, which is insane. So
yeah, you guys were going like all over the place. It was crazy, nonstop. It really was nonstop.
Yeah. Regardless though, it was very rewarding. Super humbled to have gotten the opportunity to do that. Definitely miss marching with Lucas, but I think it was worth it for the both of us.
Just you wait. Stay tuned. Bushwhackers 2039. Me and Jaden are going to be back. Us old coots on cymbals.
Definitely. Yeah. No, if they were to extend the age out, I am done. Don't even look at me to March. I've already told people, I said, listen, if they extend it, I'm done. Don't even look at me.
Dude, I don't know if my body is going to be able to take that. Like finals night. Okay, so pretty much finals week, every day I was getting more and more tired because we would rehearse and then perform, then rehearse, maybe even have 2 blocks of rehearsal, then perform. Finals day, it was like, okay, we have a morning block. And in that morning block, I was just like, like so tired. And then it got to finals night and like my shoulder popped out of the socket for like a second and popped back in. And in that moment, I was thinking like, do I stop? Do I keep going? Do I stop? Do I keep going? And then like while I was thinking that, it was too late. And I was like, all right, I'm still going. But like, man, I don't know if my body can keep doing this. If they extend the age out, I'm done.
Dude, finals day, like the night before, I was like, man, like my forearm's hurting. I wake up the next morning, I like pulled my forearm. I maybe even tore it. I should really get it checked out, but it feels better now, which makes me think it got pulled. But I kid you not, every single rep I was doing just hurt. So like finals day, it was just, man, just embrace the pain. The adrenaline saved me, honestly.
And the ibuprofen.
I took 12 ibuprofen that day.
Dude, so. Yeah, I was right before the show, I was like popping the ibuprofen.
Yeah.
Then it ran as the same. But like, yeah, same with my shoulder. It still like kind of hurts, but it's getting better. So I'm thinking like, Do I just wait a little bit longer or get it checked out?
Yeah, I feel like I should. Dude, my ankle's still popping. If you guys didn't know, my ankle pops all the time because of something in 2019 at Colts. I don't even know. So
Band really
doc
does.
says it's fine, but it just pops.
Yeah, band really gets to you, especially cymbals. Cymbals is so physical.
Yeah.
Just like, especially with all the visuals we're doing now, we're just like, oh, we're doing all this and going all the way over here. It's you got to take care of yourselves.
Definitely. The last thing I want to talk about is the last experience. And that's something I didn't even talk to Lucas about before this podcast. What was the last moment like for you?
On the floor, like finals night?
Yeah, I watched your guys' final video, and you know how like the multicam just shows you, and I don't know who else. And dude, you look so emotional.
Dude, it would. Okay, well, I mean, finals week was especially difficult for outside reasons. But when I like went on, even like prelims day, when I finished that first run, I was like, oh my God. Like I got off the floor and I was like, wow, this is why I came back. It was like a feeling I didn't get at any of the other shows. And it was just prelims. But then like semis night happened, finals night happened. And when I like did that last juggle and I got it, and then I like went and grabbed the pit thing and I pushed off the floor and I was just like looking around. All I could think was, it's over. I cannot do this anymore. It's over. 9 years of my life dedicated to this instrument. And I'm done. I can't perform anymore. And it's just wave of emotions. I was really feeling it.
Definitely.
How about you?
Yeah, same, literally same exact thing. I was having literally flawless runs, but my God, it was hard for our show because, you know, you're behind the props and we were told like, try not to show your colors until, you know, you come out of the props and the show starts. So I had no gauge of what finals would look like. I mean, even prelims, it was huge, semis. But for finals, we would turn around in the prop, we like look down and then we'd pop our head up on count 4. And I just see filled audience. It's just loud in there. And I'm like, holy, I don't even know how to like process this right now. But, you know, well, you'll, depending on if you're already a performer or, you know, you're just getting into it, you'll learn that like you got to decipher your emotions from what you're doing. And, you know, I went in there just only focus on my hands and, you know, the show, perform the hell out of it. And yeah, the show was going good, but for some reason, running out of time, meaning 1 in 10 minutes, upgrade now. Luckily we'll be done in 10 minutes, but yeah, we're like doing it. And there was just a couple things that I always had been getting, but I just messed it up. But other than that, it was a flawless show. And I remember doing the very last crash, and because we like hit it on the ground, and I'm just like looking up and it's just pitch black and all you hear is just cheering. And there was no way to process it. And also just being like, wow, like I'm done. And like at the end of the show, we just kind of like yell at the very end. And man, that felt so good to let out. But also, my God, Nick, which we will have on a podcast episode, so stay tuned for that. When Nick did his solo, my God, the crowd went wild, man. I could not hear the music. Because Gerardo was like next to me. I was like, dude, what is going on? Like, I don't even know where we are in the show. So, but luckily it was just prop moving stuff. So, you know, it was insane. Definitely something we both will remember.
Yeah. And to all of you watching, like I mean, of course, we know everyone watching this probably wants to march, but like the feeling you get, not just from like that age out run, but any run, the feeling you get just looking up at the end of the show, knowing that you just put everything out on the floor and you're like, as a performer, looking up at the crowd and hearing them go crazy. It's a feeling unlike anything else. So really just like, if you have the chance, if you have the time, go out, march a season. DCI too. Like it's the reason why we do this is for those moments. It's something really, really special.
Yeah, very rewarding. I will tell you, I don't remember what I was feeling 3 weeks ago, what I was feeling 4 weeks ago, but I will always remember what I felt finals day. So just remember that.
Mm-hmm. And on that note, that being said, we are at time.
Yeah. Let's do a quick rundown real quick. What's to come? Because obviously, whoa, they're back now. Like, are they going to leave again? We will be having podcast episodes lined up for when we are at Disney, because obviously we're not going to record at Disney. I mean, we could. That'd be really cool.
In the castle next to Mickey.
Get Mickey Mouse. Yeah, get Mickey Mouse up in here. Maybe
you get
we'll
like the marching band. Oh, you get like they got the cymbal dude.
Yeah, but what's to come? DCI. We'll talk more on that next week, but expect us to get content with that, having takeovers. So got to reach out to groups. We've been busy. We also have people joining our team. We mentioned Nate, who's doing audio. He's now doing it. So I think right now we put out a post earlier, but we'll wait to kind of talk more about editing and stuff like that for us. And podcast episodes, we're going to pump them out weekly. Obviously, this one will be up a week later than when we record, because that's what we do. And we're still talking to people right now, so we don't know what the next episode is going to be. But that's the exciting part. You guys will have to just wait and find out.
It's going to be a surprise. But hey, we're back. Finally back for good. Get ready for some more content, some good episodes. It's going to be exciting. We're ready to be back, ready to do this thing again. It's fun.
Yeah, man. These podcast episodes are, I'm sure Lucas feels the same way. It's like, oh man, we got to get this stuff set up. But then once we actually talk, man, this is fun, because like we get to like, hang out. It's just so chill,
Mm-hmm. Especially with the guests. It's really fun.
Yeah. Especially now that we both are working full time, we can actually like really, really put work into this, because we don't have to worry about money this, money that, because that was our issue earlier. So
that being said, the Patreon.
Yeah. We need to get more with the Patreon, but
more to come, but join early if you want.
Yeah. But cool, guys. That'll be the end of the episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll have more updates for you next week. But as always, take care. People don't meme YouTube outros anymore. So, I mean, peace. I don't know.
Stay flippin'. Yes. Flip uppers.
Stay flippin'. Flip hard.
Flip hard, flip fast. Flip up, fam.